Good morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon. 12:30ish. Yeah, that's afternoon, right? Morning sky. Crafty sky lady coming at you. Yes, you, my subscriber. That's right. Talking to you. And I'm in my car again. I seem to like to be in my car. And I'm in a parking lot over by my usual place. The doctor's offices and the hospital nearby. This is where I come for all my appointments, and I just had to go to the lab, and I might have to come back for that one. And I had to see the lady in regard to the diabetes Mounjaro, kind of like an EpiPen thing I'm taking now. So, okay. So that's good. So I thought, well, I'll do an updated video. This is now a little more upper dose. I have to go get over in Turner's Falls. So I'm on my way over there to the pharmacy. Then I have to get back home because I have about 7 items to get out on eBay. I mean, I think that's the most ever in one day for me. And I'll take that. It seems to be growing. And so I've got to get more stuff on. I went to the library yesterday in Greenfield, which I love it there. It was air conditioned and it felt so good because the power cord up from my computer went down and I had to order a new one. But I did get it yesterday when I got home, and thank the good Lord it was the right one and it works and everything's good, so I can print out, because I just sold 1 or 2 new things and the sun's coming out. Yay! So I can go in my pool later with my granddaughter. That'll be good. So she's home. My little numbers book. So I want to get back to doing some crafting, either doing a nice watercolor painting with you soon, or continue on with the jewelry pieces I made and show you how I get the bail on and the chain and jump rings. And I might do that to finish up those 2 necklaces because they're really lovely and will be lovely. And so I want to do that. The tooth, I did take my 3 Tylenol this morning, so it's good. It's subsiding a bit, getting a tad better, so that's good. I'll take that, right? I wish it would completely all go away and feel normal again, but I believe I am getting there. I've been doing the salt water rinses, which do make it feel better, and a lot of face massages right here. I literally feel it up in my ear. Honest to God, it's crazy. But I can't wait to just have a day of normalcy again with no swelling and no pain, people. This feels so good just to do this, honest to God. So anyway, yeah, I see a lot of people in and out. So I'm gonna ride over the mountain and maybe try to continue on talking with you about something, tell a story, so that I can hang and stay with my niche of storytelling. I got my 4th of July shirt on. Isn't that cute? I only wear it this time of year, right around the 1st of July. And that's today, so I dug it out and got it on. No big plans for the 4th of July. Just, hanging by the pool. I did buy a little grill I gotta put together. This is the second one. The first one didn't come with any nuts and bolts. I gotta do that too. Wrap those up and send those back. Good Lord. And so I bought the same one, but identical. But it's gotta be put together. But I did buy the charcoal and fluid, and it wouldn't hurt to. I just want to have a couple little barbecues for Eddie and I this summer, and Gina and Kennedy. If feel like you're having a summer, Isn't that what we do in the summer? Have barbecues and hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill, right? I tell you, folks, my life is rather uneventful, I would say. Anyway, I'm going to keep this because you never know. When I'm in doctor's offices and that, I still try to wear one, especially after being so sick last winter with influenza. Yeah. That was hell. I do say so myself. I don't want to go back to that if I can help it. So we're backing up now. This is a busy parking lot. We gotta be careful. Yeah. Come on. The 3rd, we're going to have this car brakes, shoes done because it needs that. You can tell by, yeah. Oh, come on, son, stay out. That's what we need. So I can go in my pool later because it's already hot, muggy. They said it was gonna be, and it is. And the mosquitoes are out. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go straight ahead through here, so let's do it. Yeah. Alright. Luckily I know my way good around these parts because I grew up here. I've been in, let's see, is that house? Yeah. In the house right down that street. Maricela worked. I miss my Maricela. Got my friend from Costa Rica. Got to talk with her. We used to see each other all the time, and now I don't get to see her because she moved to New York with her boyfriend, and we only see each other when she comes this way. Because I have yet to go that way, and I know that's on me, but there's just been too many things happening, and I don't like to travel that far away without knowing where I'm going and stuff. And waiting to let them go. Village at Turner's Falls. I'm going over by the historical Poet Seat Tower right now. I do have to be careful because the plan, because of the brake thing. Take it easy. I gotta go get my mid. So yeah, like I said, pain has subsided a little, and I'll take that. Believe me, I will. Any kind of relief I can get, because I'll tell you, that was something else. Let's hope, I go for a cleaning now, the end of July, back to the dentist office, and, you know, let's hope the other ones I can keep in my mouth for remaining of my life, right? I'll tell you, having a tooth out when you get older is no fun anytime, but when you get older, you just don't seem to heal as quickly. Oh, pain has been unreal. Yeah. So, everything's nice and green through here. Wow. Yeah. Well, then I'm on flat land at least. Because of the Connecticut River. Oh boy. Story. Okay. Here's one for you. Back when I was a teenager, and us girls all hanging out, you know, chasing the guys and going to ball games, watching ball teams, men's, you know, baseball teams play, and, you know, different guys on the teams that we all had little crushes on, and this and that. And over in these parts, some of them lived. And now, I have to tell you that my father came from a family of 4 kids. He was the oldest of 4 kids. So he had 2 sisters and 1 brother. So his brother, Jim, married a woman, her last name. She came from a large family. I think there was, I don't know, 6 or 8 of them. I'm not sure, but she had a lot of siblings. And nice lady. And they had 3 girls together, my uncle and aunt. They're both gone now. And their girls live, and prior to meeting my ex-husband, I also had this crush on another guy who played on one of those teams that we would go and watch. Long story, but anyway, really liked this guy, had a wicked crush on him, and I found him very attractive, and he was very smart. He, in his graduating class, he was number 1 in his class, very smart, destined to go on and do good things and, you know, make good money, which he did. He ended up becoming a doctor, an ER doctor, and he landed out in Pennsylvania, and he's still there. But anyway, in all of that, the bizarre thing was, okay, so we're following this team around, us girls, and I'd been with him through hanging out with the girls over here. We would sometimes walk from Greenfield to Turner's Falls over the mountain. We had no cars, so we would sometimes walk, and here we are, and one late afternoon weekend, I guess, we find ourselves being invited to a house party type thing. I'm trying to do impossible. There's a grocery cart right there. That was dumb. All right, well, so we shut it off to finish my I'm here where I need to be, so I'll finish my video and then go in. We find ourselves invited to this guy's house. There was like maybe 3 guys and 3 of us girls, yeah. And of course we're, you know, they had wine or something, they drink beers or whatever, doing the things that you do when you're 18, 19 years old with other guys and stuff. So we're playing, I believe it was Spin the Bottle, and we had never played that before. Having fun, everything. And anyway, we ended up, you know, all having a partner, and so mine ended up being this guy, and I grew to really like him. But anyway, we that's how I met him. So anyway, at that time, I didn't realize till like a month or 2 later that his cousins, his Aunt Jean was my Aunt Jean. We had the same aunt, being that he was adopted by my Aunt Jean's sister. And he was an only child. He was adopted. His father, I believe, committed suicide too. Anyway, another whole story. But so he was an adoptive child of my aunt's sister. Rather bizarre. But once we did find out that, you know, my Aunt Jean and my cousins were his cousins, we called ourselves Kissing Cousins. But let me tell you, I had a crush on that man. I still, you know, I'm married and everything, but I mean, I still have this curiosity, let's say, about his life, or where, how he is. I, you know, might have a thought about him every now and then, only because it was so big in my teenage years. I mean, I liked him, this man, as much as I liked my ex-husband at the time. I chose my ex-husband, but yeah, it's a long story. He was not ready to settle anyway. He had big hopes and dreams, and he made those hopes and dreams come true. He became a doctor and makes very good money out in Pennsylvania, you know. But we were an item for a while, not dating. It's not like he picked me up on a date. It was more of hookups kind of thing with the girls on a night. Like you might find yourself going to the local rompin' stompin' place, which was the Scotch Mist on the Mohawk Trail, and listen to a band playing and dance, and he might ask you to dance, and you might be sitting with each other for the night, and then you just, you know, it's a hookup. But I mean, we all were doing that, so that's what you did. But I just really had a bad crush on him. But I got to actually meet him years later. It's almost like I manifested this. Now, I was ready to leave my husband, very close to leaving, and I did shortly thereafter. But at this time, I would spend a lot of time in my sewing room. I mentioned that in other videos. So in my sewing room, I would, you know, do a lot of talking to myself and manifest things out loud, hopes and dreams, and my feelings. So this particular year had to be 2000, and my sister had died and was dying near death and with her cancer, and my marriage was, you know, had crapped the bed and for years, and I was at the final straw. I wanted to go. My mom had passed. Things were changing. My kids were up and out of the house. My life was changing, and I saw no reason to stay with my husband. He was just deplorable as far as giving me anything to hope for or anything to work from, to feel like I wanted to stay in this, you know. So anyway, he's walking by, so I'll let him go. I would think often of this person, and often wondered, you know, and I would always try to hit up my cousins as to, you know, did he marry her? What's he doing now? And I got so, I'm sure I annoyed them, and they didn't like me asking, so after a while I stopped, because I didn't want them to think that's the only reason I wanted to see them or hang with them. I loved them, and, you know, and I didn't want to make them feel I was taking advantage of their presence in that way. But I mean, I was always, and still am to this day, curious about, you know, how he's doing and this and that. Well, in my manifestation mode and speaking out loud, and now starting to learn about The Secret, but it was still before I actually had the video and the book. But I started, you know, knowing that thoughts become things. Like The Secret tells you, I manifested, Lord, just let me have a cup of coffee with the man. Let me go for a walk with him again. Wouldn't that be fun? And just talk with him. I want to know that he felt the same way about me as I did him. That would be so cool. And so that was my wish. You know, I wrote it down. I spoke it aloud often. And this is, you know, like I said, like the winter of 2000, because she died April 11th of 2001, my sister. So, yeah. So anyway, one day I'm in my car alone, I'm dressed up. I had nice makeup on, hair done nice. Long winter coat on. I remember this distinctly. And I'm driving to Greenfield to meet my sister, pick up my sister, and go meet our half-sister, Cheryl, to all have lunch in Greenfield. And she was coming in from Keene. Okay. And so I'm driving this way by his house where I know his mother's house, where his mother lived, and she was still alive. It's winter time. And I'm driving along, and I look over at his mother's house, at the driveway, and I say to myself out loud, he's going to come home to Mama and see Mama once in a while. Well, what do I see standing there in the driveway was him. And I knew it was him. He had a long trench coat, kind of winter coat on, and I knew his smile and his nose. He had got a distinct nose and smile. And he was talking to like a neighbor or a man, smiling. My heart went down up in my throat and back down. And I thought, okay, I'm not letting this moment go. Okay. I turned my car around because I had a feeling he was getting in his car, getting ready to go somewhere, and I was right. He got into a green car, like a Honda. I was able to turn my car around where he didn't really see me, didn't know me, didn't know my car, didn't know anything about me. It's been, over 20 years. Probably doesn't even remember my name. Well, so now I turn the car around and I'm right behind him. And I follow him over Poet Seat Mountain, the mountain I just came from. And I'm saying to myself, and I'm saying out loud, oh Lord, please let him stop for a cup of coffee in a local coffee shop. Please, Lord, let him stop. What does he do? We get on Main Street. I'm still right behind him in Greenfield. And he pulls into a coffee shop right there. A local coffee shop. I kid you not. I'm out loud saying, oh, please, let there be one for me. He pulls in. I watch him. He goes, pays the meter, and goes into the coffee shop. I was able to get a metered space just down a little bit from his. So I'm sitting there. I kid you not, there was a space for me. I pull in. It's like it all worked out perfectly. My heart's beating a mile a minute. It's a do or die, folks. I say to myself, okay, it's a do or die. You're going to go in and you're going to say hello to this man. You're going to shake his hand and you're going to have a cup of coffee with him. He's in there. He's buying something at the counter. I see him. He sits down and he gets like a scone or something, a Danish, and a cup of coffee. He's sitting on a stool. My heart's beating so hard. I walk up to him. I put my hand out and I say hello. And I said, well, I hold my hand out. From years ago, I said, come on, I know you. And finally he remembered. Oh, and he was happy to see me. We moved from that stool over to a little table. He bought me a coffee. We sat and we chat. He was on his way to see his mother. She was at Bay State was getting ready to have her head operated on. Something was going on in her brain. Long story, we chatted. He actually gave me a little kiss on the cheek. We exchanged numbers. He told me he was gonna call me or keep in touch. I waited. That never happened, but I learned his mother died. I saw it in the paper about 2 weeks after that. I was so elated that I got that. I got to actually have that cup of coffee with him. And then 2 weeks later, I'll finish this story in another episode because it's really good for another story. But anyway, I got that far, folks, and I manifested that. So thoughts do become things. They really do. I have to get in there. It's getting hot. Got to get my meds and get back home because I have a lot of eBay to get out. But stay tuned for part 2 of this story. It's a good one. Thank you now. If you're new here, thank you. Think about subscribing. I would love to have you join me. We always have a good story. I do craft once in a while, and that's kind of cool too. We have fun. And I always have a good story and a good thought and good stuff to share. So join me in my journey as we grow my numbers. And until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides. I truly do. Thank you now. Bye-bye.